So, at this point, what do we have unit-wise? I'm pausing at 22 minutes right now.
Okay.
Let's see. So, got a lot of infestors, 4 broodlords, 8 corruptors, and enough gas to warp in some more stuff, but no air weapons upgrades.
Yeah, I think I'm very bad with my upgrade timing. I think. Because what does he have? Yeah, he has a lot of upgrades, and I barely have any.
Oh man, I don't know. Like, this is hard for me to I don't know what to say here.
Oh gosh.
I'm
Am
just
I
not.
that bad?
No, dude. No. It's not even that. I'm still figuring out how to best do a Q&A kind of thing with someone.
Right.
Because I really don't know what to ask, I guess. Like, at this point, I know what your thinking is. I know what you were trying to do. Like, broodlords are the correct unit to have right now because he doesn't have any Vikings or ghosts. But this sort of critical mass of Thors, he just really out-economied you, or, he's almost mined out both of his main and natural.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I like that your economy's more spread out along a lot more units, but he actually, basically this 3 orbital opening where he got a lot of mules was really effective.
Right.
And I don't want to talk too much about unit composition, because unit composition is sort of an afterthought to macro. So if we look at, getting up to diamond level, it's just more about having more shit than them. Like, that's like 90% of it. It's just, you have more shit than them, oh, you win. So if you have 3,000 minerals, 800 gas. If we look at how many roaches that could be, that's the exact amount of roaches that, with these broodlords, would destroy his army. And the Terran's floating 3,000 minerals, 1,000 gas as well, but he's a little bit closer to being maxed out. So,
yeah,
it's sort of, you're building your Roche Warren right now. Wow, okay. And I guess it also does come down to scouting. Like, if I look at the York Hammer right now, you've seen his factories. You know how many factories he has. So I guess sort of when you saw all those factories, it's like, all right, well, I need roaches to deal with the Hellions, and I need broodlords to deal with the Thors. So
yeah, I've always been scared to go roaches in a Terran composition because I feel like, against Terran, because I don't know, a lot of units just tear up roaches.
it's true. I won't deny that. Like, siege tanks really, really, really do a lot of damage to roaches. I guess it more comes to a concave sort of thing. Like, if you're attacking from multiple directions with the roaches, and you have all these infested Terran eggs around, those are really good at dealing with siege tank splash. Although, I'm going to resume right now. If we look, all these infested Terrans, they're going to all die almost immediately to these Hellions. Like, you're not going to see them do much damage, because as soon as they come in, they're going to go splat to the Hellions. Right. Although they did a little bit. And if you look, actually, your spine crawlers are doing pretty well at fending off these Hellions while your broodlords are attacking. I need to actually turn down my volume a little bit, so if you pause it for a second. The roasting. Alright, resume. Okay, so these 4 broodlords pop up, and they're doing the good damage. I think a big thing is, if you look at the armor, if you look at the attack for the Thor's ground to air attack, it only does 8 damage with 4 attacks. So the armor upgrades on your broodlords become incredibly important.
Okay.
So, because it has multiple attacks, the armor applies on each attack. So having your air upgrades makes your broodlords much more effective against Thors. Thors should not be able to deal really any damage to broodlords. But because he has that +2 attack and that +2 armor on his Thors, they're able to do a lot more than they would normally.
Right.
And if we actually look, after you cleaned up that army right now at the 24-minute mark, you have 4 bases still to his 4 bases. He's just saturating his 4th base now, and you're just saturating your 4th base now. And you're actually pretty much even with him. You do need to transfer your drones from your main. There are about, there's like, what was that, 10 drones on 2 patches. So, basically anytime you see that, you can just subtract all of those from your worker count. So you really have less workers than him, because you have all of those sitting there.
Yeah, see that.
I like that you're going in with these lings, counterattacking this again. I love punishing... I hate punishing a Terran because I play Terran, but it's really, really smart to punish a Terran for not building a planetary fortress, because honestly, not getting a planetary for your 3rd and 4th bases is just one of the greediest things Terrans can do. Because you really should... There's nothing to stop you from just rolling a bunch of bantlings into it, or just counterattacking with lings. So that was pretty good, and you're actually even in food with him right now. So yeah, I see you getting these roaches, you getting the roach speed upgrading, getting the roach tunneling claws. Tunneling claws isn't that important right now, but
yeah, I think it was a mistake because I don't think I have No, I do have burrows.
You queued it up too. Like, you never really want to queue up upgrades. So I guess let's talk a little bit about your larva injects. How are you doing those right now?
I'm just, whenever I get to base, I do larva injects, but I guess I'm not very consistent with that. You know?
Do you have? I see you don't have any hotkeys for your queens.
No.
Have you tried hotkeying all of your queens together in one hotkey?
No, I haven't. I've heard it like multiple ways, but it's always like confused me.
Okay, all right. So. If you want to pause for a sec, so my personal favorite way of hotkeying queens is you put all your hatches on 4, all your queens on 5.
Okay.
And what you do is you hit 5, so all your queens are selected, and then you just hit backspace. So press backspace right now. You'll see it jumps from base to base. Because it's a replay, it's going through the Terran bases as well. But in game, when you hit backspace, it just jumps from hatchery to hatchery to hatchery to hatchery. So what you do is you'll have all your queens selected, and then you just press V, and then backspace, click, backspace, click, backspace, click, backspace, click, backspace, click, backspace, click, while you have all your queens selected after pressing V for your hotkey for. So you can actually do larva injects on all of your hatcheries in a matter of 10 seconds. And I actually rebound backspace to the tilde, which is the leftmost key, the key just left of the number 1.
I see. Yeah,
so what I do is I have, 5 V tilde left click, 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 tilde left click.
Gotcha.
So I don't have to move my hand all the way over there. Actually, that is something I'm still working on, is getting my hotkeys past 1 through 6. Because I'm really bad at moving my hand over to that 6 through 0 hotkey sort of range.
Yeah.
Which
I think I have that problem too.
which is sort of a pain.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Alright, let's resume.
Behind the back.
So if we look at your army, you have a good army right now. The big thing for you is to get those larva injects up and to get your larva count up, so when you need to remax after an engagement, you can. So like, he's coming down with these Hellions, gonna do some good harass. I like that. I love this burrow. That is great. Your lings are still just melting to these. Oh no! Oh god, your roaches. Yeah. So you can't engage with roaches like that. You need those broodlords with your roaches. It's really the same idea as a Protoss army. Think about it this way. Imagine if you engaged a Marine Marauder Ball with just the zealots,
Yeah.
what would happen? They all die, right?
Right.
So if you engage with just your roaches and don't have your broodlords and festers with you, they're just all gonna die, and nothing of the mech will die. That's the really strong thing about mech armies is they deal so much damage and they have so much health that if you don't engage properly, you'll basically, it's an all or one sort of thing where you either lose your whole army, you barely kill anything, or you kill everything they have. It's sort of a all or nothing
Sure.
kind of deal. And you have a good number of broodlords right now, and you have a good number of corruptors, and I'm actually amazed he doesn't have. Does he have a single starport? He does not have a single starport. And he got a Ghost Academy, but he doesn't have a single ghost either. So, if you had kept those roaches alive, and
If I kept on
moved
upgrade-
those roaches back, basically you could have let that base. You could let that base fall. That base can fall. That's all right. You could just throw down. Like I like what you did. You threw down another base on the left side. You throw down another base on the right side. Actually, I'm just gonna pause again here at 29:30. If you look, it really did come down to upgrades here. This Broodlord army and Infestor really can beat Thor's. It really can. But because you're 0-0 and he's 3-3, his air to ground to air attack on those Thors is dealing 9 damage with 4 attacks, which is a lot of damage, especially when your Broodlords are clumped. Like if you look at your Broodlords right now, do you see how many of them are overlapping?
Yeah.
That's basically for every one overlapping, that's twice as much damage they're taking.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm gonna hit play again. We're almost done with this. Let's see. Yeah, and these Thors are just marauding, and as you can see, fungal growth really doesn't deal enough damage to Thors to, unless you're like trying to finish them off with your Broodlords. Fungal growth is not the spell you really want to use against them.
Probably. I would have gone for the neural, but I still hadn't upgraded it.
Yeah, I don't blame you for not getting the neural. I think his range being lowered really hurt its effectiveness.
Yeah, especially. Yeah. I mean. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about neural either. So.
The problem is that these Thors are one-shotting your Broodlords without the upgrades. It really came down to those air weapon upgrades. And honestly, throwing down a second Spire as soon as you start morphing your Greater Spire is a really reasonable decision.
Okay.
GG,
Yeah,
I don't know how to counter that many Thors. Metal, GG.
Yeah.
And very solid game from both of you guys. I think, honestly, he played a very safe style where he just sort of sat on 3 bases, got his perfect army, and pushed out and was like, alright, I'm going to kill him. Like, now, later on, you're going to see this style, and you're going to be like, sweet, the Terran wants to stay on 3 bases, I'll take 5.
Yeah.
Because you had the opportunity to, whenever your minerals were over 1,000, you could take another base.
Okay. I'll start thinking like that now. It's just. I'm getting there.
Yeah. That was fun. Let's see.
Yeah, it
Thors. What's left? So if you go back to early game, and I like your early game decision making is all right. I'm gonna get Lings early, stay safe from the Hellions because if I have to run back to my spine crawlers, I can. I got enough queens to deal with mutas, or not enough queens to deal with banshees. I got, because Terran has all this crap they can throw at you. You got enough lings to deal with marine early pressure, or deal with marine all-ins, or deal with all that stuff. And on the ladder, you have to think about that sort of thing. So you have a good idea of what your opening wants to be. A sort of transition into this Ling Infestor style. It'll punish a lot of early builds. You can deny his first expo with your initial Lings while getting your first and second bases fully saturated. Once you have that Ling Infestor, you immediately get 1 or 2 more bases. I remember watching Destiny explain that. It was really basically his idea was you have that 6 Infestor timing push with your Lings.
Okay.
You move your lings into that